in our nation's capital. Hello again, everybody. I'm Rick Sanchez, and happy Friday. Let me get this out first because it's one of those words that sometimes it's really hard to say. So you ready? The word is chlorpyrifos. Chlorpyrifos. Hope I don't have to say it too many times. It's a difficult word to say. So what is it? It's a chemical that is used as a pesticide to kill bugs on crops and golf courses. But here's what you need to know. All the studies and all the recommendations and all the research says it's generally toxic and dangerous. Even just a brief exposure to it can make you dizzy, nauseous, and you'll probably get a headache. With enough of it on you, or if you breathe a lot of it in, you'll vomit, you'll have tremors, and you can suffer loss of coordination. That's what the book says, right? But here's what's even worse. Long-term exposure, like the guy you just saw in that picture right there, right? It can lead to developmental problems in children, and according to more than 30 studies, it can also lead to autism. This week, the state of New York banned this chemical. Hawaii did the same thing last year, although it might take a while for it to, actually take effect. So why then, we should ask, right? Why isn't there a federal ban, right? Well, the makers of this chemical, who coincidentally have made very large contributions to the Trump campaign, have lobbied the EPA not to take it off the market. It's fine. Leave us alone. We can handle it, they argue. Well, now, lo and behold, here's a surprise. Not. The Trump administration's EPA decision is keep on spraying it. Keep it on. Keep on spraying it. But wait, there's more. Because there is another chemical that juries in court cases around the country have found is dangerous and cancer-causing. A cancer-causing agent, a carcinogen. Now, this one is called glyphosate. Thank God, a little easier to pronounce. It's an herbicide that's used to kill weeds on crops and on golf course. The other one killed, bugs. This one kills weeds. Pesticide, herbicide. 2 months of proceedings where jurors decide that when a school custodian used Roundup repeatedly, the product that contains glyphosate, he got cancer. Here, take a look at some of the coverage.
We are also following breaking news in San Francisco. $80 million. A jury just awarded it to a Bay Area man saying the maker of a popular weed killer likely caused his cancer.
After 2 months of trial proceedings, the jury finding that weed killers manufactured by Monsanto, Roundup, and Ranger Pro were substantial factors in causing harm to him.
So the jury is essentially saying that this man will likely die because of this cancer that he has from using Roundup all the time, which has the glyphosate, right? And that's not the only court case that has ruled that way, but apparently it's not enough for the agency that's supposed to protect Americans from environmental hazards, the Environmental Protection Agency. It has decided that glyphosate does not cause cancer, in essence ignoring, or I guess bigfooting, some would argue, the decision of courts and juries of our peers. Now, if that seems curious to you, we thought the same thing, which is why we're drilling down on this, because really this is a matter of safety for all of us, but especially for our children, given what some of these reports or findings or studies say. This is the news with Rick Sanchez, where we believe it's time to do news again. There is nothing that we can hear on this newscast and in news in general do that is more important than to share with you information that is vital for your safety and the safety of our children, right? What could we do that's more important than that as a news guy or a news gal, right? Our job, my job, is not to trust the government. Never have, never will, okay? Nor should we trust large corporations, because their bottom line is not you or me or your kids or my kids. Their bottom line is to their shareholders, profits. By the way, just so you understand, what I just said is not Rick Sanchez editorializing, okay? This is not an opinion. I think as Americans sometimes we need to know that is literally what corporations do. That's their mission, right? To make a lot of money, nothing else. Mine is to make sure that they don't hurt you or your kids or my kids in the process. That is why this story is, I think, very important and certainly worth telling. And we're going to begin with RT correspondent Sara Montes de Oca, who has, interestingly enough, done a lot of extensive reporting on these chemicals. So, Sara, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Rick.
Let's begin, first of all, with glyphosate. Did I get it right?
Yes, it's glyphosate.
Right. I know a lot of big words here. I'm not good with all these multisyllabic words. By saying that it doesn't cause cancer, is the EPA essentially choosing or helping chemical companies over the people who are challenging them or even suing them?
Well, it looks like it, but let's look at the numbers. Let's take a look at who actually is lobbying for them. They have hundreds, thousands of dollars of people lobbying in Congress for these products to continue. But I do want to note that Costco actually does not sell Roundup anymore. Costco is one of the main sellers, wholesale companies who didn't come out with a press release or anything. I verified, and I called several. I called their headquarters. They do not sell Roundup anymore. So we're still waiting on thousands and thousands of cases and trials. I mean, the last one was held in March. They were awarded what was his name? Edwin Hardman was awarded $80 million. Dwayne Johnson back in August, but we're still waiting on thousands.
Custodian in LA, right?
Correct, correct. So we're still waiting on the thousands, but Monsanto said they're going to appeal every single one of those cases.
But remember, we're talking about what the EPA is forcing people to do. It's nice to hear that, who did you say? Walmart? Who was it?
Costco.
Costco is self-policing. They took it upon themselves to make this decision, and I guess they should be applauded for it, right?
I want to show you a graph, though, that shows glyphosate active ingredients used in the United States and how much of it was used. In 1974, 1,400 pounds were used of it. Now, last year, where we have recorded history, 276,425 pounds. Look at that difference, Rick.
Wow.
Look at how much is used
So
nowadays.
in 1974, they were using 1,400 pounds of it.
Correct.
And now we're using 276,000 pounds of it.
And farmers are saying that they need this to kill their pesticides. But now these ingredients, glyphosate, is found in foods. It's found in our vegetables. It was found in children's cereals from General Mills, in our oats.
So essentially, when you show us that graph, what it says to me is that if there is at least an effort to try and deter the use or minimize the use, it's either not working or nobody's really doing it.
Well, and I also want to show you the how much glyphosate is too much. Now, the EPA has increased its numbers, its limits. It used to allow less. Now it allows 140 milligrams compared to California, who has also been a proponent of removing glyphosate from its shelves, 1.1 milligrams. And with the EWG, the Environmental Working Group, it has been fighting for the last couple of months, last year even, they allow about 1/100th of California's proposed limits, which is even less. But again, who's fighting for them? Who are the people?
But listen to what you just said. Not only are they not banning it from a governmental standpoint, they're actually increasing the threshold of how much we individually can take in, and they're also allowing more of it to be spread into the environment.
And even chlorpyrifos, who is, they're trying to do a complete ban. New York is trying, Hawaii will ban it by 2022, and California is also fighting for that.
Sara Montes de Oca, thank you for that.
Thank you, Rick.
I'm Rick Sanchez. You found us on YouTube, and that's awesome. But you know what? I'm also live every night at 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern on DirecTV and Dish and cable and satellite, the RT app, and Pluto TV. I'll see you there.